They thought they had him cornered. The entire establishment, GOP rivals, media elites, all united against one man. But Trump doesn't corner easily. What happened next sent shockwaves through Washington, left his opponents scrambling, and reminded America why he remains the most dominant force in modern politics. This is the story of total dominance, the grand ballroom in Mar-a-Lago, chandeliers glittering overhead, golden walls reflecting the confidence of a man who built empires. Donald Trump steps to the podium, shoulders squared, that unmistakable presence filling every corner of the room. Cameras positioned everywhere, reporters leaning forward, MAGA supporters packed wall to wall, red hats gleaming under the lights. This isn't just another press conference. This is a declaration of war against everyone who doubted him. Trump adjusts the microphone, doesn't smile, doesn't need to. His eyes scan the room with laser precision, every gesture deliberate, every movement calculated. The energy is electric, almost combustible. You can feel the anticipation building like a storm about to break. Behind him, American flags stand tall. In front of him, a sea of faces, some hopeful, some skeptical, all captivated. The establishment thought they could crush him with investigations, indictments, coordinated attacks from every angle. They mobilized their entire apparatus, spent millions, orchestrated their most sophisticated takedown attempt yet, but Trump stands there, unwavering, unshaken, undefeated, his suit perfectly tailored, his red tie bold and defiant, the posture of a champion who's fought 1,000 battles and won them all. This is his arena. This is his moment. And every person in that room knows they're about to witness something historic. The whispers die down, phones raised for recording, pens ready, breaths held. Trump leans into the microphone, and the room falls into absolute silence, the kind of silence that precedes earthquakes, the kind that makes history. CNN had their headline ready. MSNBC prepped their panel. The Washington Post drafted their takedown piece. They all expected the same thing: Trump on defense, Trump struggling, Trump finally cracking under the pressure of multiple GOP rivals gaining momentum. DeSantis had momentum, they said. Haley was surging in New Hampshire, they claimed. Ramaswamy was the young disruptor stealing Trump's thunder, they insisted. The establishment Republicans were finally uniting, coordinating attacks, pooling resources to take down the frontrunner. Political strategists on cable news predicted Trump's downfall with absolute certainty. He's spreading himself too thin, one analyst declared confidently. The legal troubles are catching up with him, another insisted, nodding sagely. Voters are tired of the drama. They all agreed in their echo chambers. Behind closed doors, GOP establishment figures were celebrating prematurely. Phone calls between donors, secret meetings at country clubs, coordinated messaging campaigns. They believed they'd finally cracked the code, attack Trump from multiple angles simultaneously, divide his base, elevate alternatives, and watch the empire crumble. Karl Rove appeared on Fox with charts and data. Trump's ceiling is 35%, he explained, pointing at graphs that supposedly proved the inevitable. Establishment consultants nodded along, clutching their outdated playbooks like sacred texts. They'd seen this movie before, they thought. They knew how it ended. The Never Trump Republicans were practically giddy. Lincoln Project already had ads ready. Attack ads coordinated across multiple campaigns, debate performances rehearsed specifically to target Trump's weaknesses, opposition research compiled into massive files. They thought they had him. They really did. Every poll was analyzed for signs of weakness, every statement parsed for vulnerabilities, every legal challenge celebrated as another nail in the coffin. But they forgot one crucial detail. They always forget. Trump doesn't play by their rules. He doesn't fight their kind of war, and he certainly doesn't lose on his own turf. Trump begins speaking, no notes, no teleprompter, pure, unfiltered dominance. They said I was finished. His voice cuts through the silence like a blade. The establishment, the rhinos, the fake news, they all said Trump is done. Trump can't win. Trump is yesterday's news. He pauses, lets it sink in. The crowd leans in closer. Well, I have news for them. We're not just winning, we're dominating, and we're about to dismantle their entire corrupt system piece by piece. The room erupts, but Trump raises his hand. Not done yet, not even close. He pulls out a folder, thick, documented, devastating. These are the receipts, he announces, holding it up. Every establishment Republican who said they support America first, while taking money from the same lobbyists who sold us out for decades, every rival who claims to be conservative while voting with Nancy Pelosi, every so-called leader who talks tough on television but caves the moment they get to Washington. Names, dates, dollar amounts, voting records, all of it. Trump doesn't just attack, he systematically deconstructs. DeSantis's voting record on COVID mandates, Haley's corporate donors and UN positions, Christie's embrace of the establishment that betrayed Republican voters, Pence's complete disconnect from the base. Each revelation lands like a precision strike, not wild accusations, documented facts, voting records, public statements contrasted with private actions, the hypocrisy exposed in high definition. Ron DeSantis talks about fighting woke corporations. Trump continues, his voice rising with controlled intensity. But who funded his campaign? The same corporations pushing ESG scores and gender ideology. Nikki Haley says she's America first. She spent years at the UN apologizing for America taking foreign money, playing the establishment game. The media frantically scribbles notes. This wasn't in their prepared narrative. This wasn't Trump on defense. This was a coordinated offensive that caught everyone off guard. Trump shifts gears, economy, border, foreign policy. Issue by issue, he contrasts his record with establishment failures. Specifics, numbers, achievements versus empty promises. He doesn't just claim success, he proves it with data that can't be disputed. Under my leadership, we had the strongest economy in history, lowest unemployment for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, everyone. The establishment said it couldn't be done. I did it. They said we couldn't secure the border. We built the wall. They said we couldn't stand up to China. We won the trade war. Every sentence a hammer blow, every fact a nail in the coffin of his opponent's credibility. The reporters' faces tell the entire story, jaws literally hanging open, pens frozen mid-sentence, the confident smirks from earlier completely vanished. CNN's correspondent frantically texts her producers, this isn't what they expected, not even close. MSNBC's host stumbles through a live reaction, clearly unprepared for Trump to come out swinging this hard with this much ammunition. In the back of the room, establishment GOP consultants exchange panicked glances. Their phones buzz incessantly, donors calling, campaigns scrambling, the carefully constructed narrative collapsing in real time. On Twitter, the reactions explode, conservative accounts flooding timelines with clips. Trump just ended DeSantis' trends within minutes. Haley exposed climbs right behind it. The viral momentum unstoppable. Liberal pundits try to spin it, but even they sound uncertain. The talking points don't work when Trump is this prepared, this specific, this devastating in his deconstruction. Fox News cuts to a panel discussion. Even establishment Republicans on the panel look uncomfortable. Well, Trump certainly came prepared, one stammers, adjusting his tie nervously. The others nod weakly, unable to mount a coherent defense. Inside DeSantis headquarters, emergency meetings convene. How do they respond? The opposition research they had on Trump suddenly seems inadequate. His legal troubles, Trump just reframed them as political persecution, and half the country believes it. His rhetoric, he just backed every claim with documented proof. Haley's team tries rapid response on social media. But the receipts Trump provided are real, verified, undeniable. Her UN record is public. Her corporate donors are disclosed. The defense sounds hollow even to her own supporters. Christie, watching from New Jersey, knows his campaign just became even more irrelevant. Ramaswamy realizes his Trump but younger strategy just got obliterated by the original, proving he's still sharper, faster, and more dominant than anyone on the stage. The establishment media tries their standard playbook, fact checkers deployed, context added, experts consulted, but Trump's statements are too well documented. The facts check out. The context actually makes it worse for his opponents. Political operatives from both parties watch in stunned silence. This wasn't supposed to happen. Trump was supposed to be weakened, vulnerable, defensive. Instead, he's more dominant than ever. Trump continues, and you can see the strategic brilliance unfold in real time. This isn't just a speech. It's a masterclass in political combat. Every attack pre-planned, every defense prepared, every pivot calculated for maximum impact. He addresses the legal cases against him, not with complaints, but with defiance. They've indicted me how many times now? 4, 5, lost count, he says with that characteristic Trump confidence. You know why? Because they can't beat me at the ballot box. They can't beat me in debate. They can't beat me with ideas. So they weaponize the justice system. The crowd roars. He's not playing victim. He's playing hero standing against tyranny. Every indictment makes me stronger. Every fake charge brings more supporters. Every establishment attack reminds the American people exactly why they elected me in the first place. His timing perfect. His delivery flawless. Trump then does something unexpected. He shifts to vision, not just attacking, building. He lays out the second-term agenda with specificity that catches everyone off guard. Border security with detailed operational plans, economic revival with specific policy proposals, foreign policy with clear strategic objectives. This isn't vague politician speak. This is executive-level planning from someone who actually ran the country and knows exactly what works. We're going to finish the wall every single mile. We're going to end catch and release permanently. We're going to deport every illegal criminal. We're going to restore law and order to our cities. We're going to bring manufacturing back home with tariffs that actually protect American workers, not corporate profits. Policy after policy. Each one resonating with the base, each one reminding voters why they trusted him before and why they'll trust him again. The media can't attack the substance because the policies are popular. They can't attack the delivery because it's pitch perfect. They can't attack the messenger because he's immunized himself with humor and defiance. Trump knows his audience, both in the room and watching at home. He speaks directly to them, not to the media filter, not to the establishment gatekeepers, to the forgotten men and women who elected him once and will do it again. His body language radiates absolute confidence, no hesitation, no doubt, no fear. This is a man who's fought the entire establishment for 8 years and is still standing, still fighting, still winning. Every gesture reinforces dominance, the pointed finger, the firm stance, the unwavering eye contact, natural leadership that can't be taught or faked. The contrast with his GOP rivals becomes painfully obvious. They look rehearsed. He looks real. They sound like politicians. He sounds like a fighter. They appeal to consultants and donors. He appeals to voters. This is why Trump dominates, not just in polls, in presence, in energy, in authenticity, in the sheer force of personality that bends political gravity around him. Then comes the moment nobody saw coming. Trump pauses mid-speech, looks directly at the cameras. I know what the establishment is planning, he says, voice dropping to deadly serious. They think if they can't beat me in the primary, they'll try to disqualify me, use the courts, use the secretaries of state, use every corrupt lever of power. The room goes silent. Where is he going with this? So let me make this crystal clear. To every Secretary of State, every judge, every establishment politician who thinks they can override the will of the American people, try it. See what happens. See how the voters respond when you prove everything we've been saying about the rigged system. It's a direct challenge, a dare, and it's brilliant. He's preemptively framing any attempt to disqualify him as proof of the corruption he's been exposing. He's turning their potential weapon into his ammunition. The strategic thinking is several moves ahead of everyone else. But then the real twist, and to my opponents in this primary, Ron, Nikki, Chris, Vivek, I want to say this. I don't question your patriotism. I question your judgment, because at the end of the day, you have a choice. You can keep attacking the only person who actually delivered results, who actually took on the establishment, who actually put America first, or you can unite against the real enemy. The room collectively holds its breath. Is Trump offering an olive branch? The real enemy isn't me. It's the Democrat machine. It's the deep state. It's the corrupt media. It's everyone who wants to continue the failed policies that destroyed our middle class, opened our borders, and weakened our country. You want to debate me on policy? Great, let's debate. But don't do the Democrats' work for them. Don't use their talking points. Don't play their game. It's masterful political jujitsu. He's repositioning himself as the unifying figure while making his opponents look like establishment tools if they continue attacking him. He's simultaneously extending legitimacy and setting a trap. DeSantis can't attack Trump without looking like he's siding with Democrats. Haley can't use establishment talking points without proving Trump's point about her being establishment controlled. Christie is completely neutralized because his entire campaign is anti-Trump attacks. The media doesn't know how to process it. Is this Trump being magnanimous, strategic, both? They're used to predictable Trump. This nuanced approach disrupts their entire narrative framework. Donors watching start doing calculations. If Trump is this dominant, this strategic, this far ahead, do they keep funding doomed rival campaigns, or do they get on the winning train before it's too late? Republican voters watching feel the unity message. They like Trump's fighters, but they also like the idea of Republicans united against Democrats. Trump just claimed the unity mantle while maintaining his dominant position. Absolute genius-level political maneuvering. The MAGA base goes absolutely nuclear. Social media explodes. Trump just united the party trends alongside Trump destroys establishment. The enthusiasm isn't just high, it's stratospheric. Rally footage from watch parties across America floods online, supporters cheering, flags waving, chants of USA, USA, echoing from living rooms to sports bars. This isn't manufactured enthusiasm. This is organic, genuine, unstoppable momentum. In Iowa diners, in Pennsylvania union halls, in Michigan auto shops, working class Americans watching on phones and TVs react with visible excitement. These are the voters the establishment can't reach, the demographic that polls often miss, Trump's actual base. He's the only one who gets it, a steel worker in Ohio tells a reporter, the only one who actually fights for us instead of just talking about it. The sentiment echoes across forums, comment sections, text chains. Donations spike immediately, small dollar contributions flooding in, not from billionaires or corporate PACs, from regular Americans giving $20, $50, $100. The grassroots energy that powered 2016 reigniting with even more intensity. Conservative influencers with millions of followers start posting clips, each one going viral, each one reaching demographics the mainstream media can't control. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Truth Social. Trump dominates the digital battlefield completely. Former rival supporters start wavering. DeSantis voters questioning whether their candidate can actually beat Trump. Haley supporters wondering if backing her is just prolonging the inevitable. The consolidation begins in real time. In retirement communities across Florida and Arizona, older Republicans nod approvingly. That's leadership, they say. That's what we need. The demographic that actually votes in primaries breaking overwhelmingly for Trump. Youth conservatives on college campuses organize watch parties, the energy different from establishment politics. This feels like a movement, not a campaign. The next generation of Republicans being forged in the image of Trump's fighter mentality. Even some Democrats watching grudgingly admit it. I hate to say it, but he's good at this, one confesses online. Like really good. Our candidates need to watch and learn about energy and connection. The political talent undeniable even to opponents Text messages between Republican operatives reveal the shift. We might need to recalibrate, one admits. He's not losing this primary. The question is whether we get on board or get left behind. Pragmatism replacing delusion. The polling firms scramble to conduct flash surveys. Early results show Trump's favorability among Republicans spiking, his lead in primary states expanding, the narrative of a competitive race dissolving before their eyes. Local Republican parties across America see membership applications surge, volunteers signing up, enthusiasm translating to actual organizational strength, the ground game getting stronger while rivals struggle to maintain basic infrastructure. This is what dominance looks like, not just winning, transforming the entire political landscape through sheer force of personality and strategic brilliance. But Trump isn't finished, not with the establishment, not with the transformation of American politics, not with the mission to restore American greatness. As he concludes the press conference, he drops one final hint that sends the political class into overdrive speculation. We've got some announcements coming soon, he says with that knowing smile. Big ones, announcements that will change the game completely. The establishment won't see it coming. They never do. What's he planning? A major endorsement, a policy rollout, a campaign strategy shift? The speculation begins immediately and will dominate news cycles for days. This is vintage Trump media manipulation. Control the narrative, keep everyone guessing, stay at the center of attention while rivals fight for scraps of coverage. Political commentators will spend hours analyzing that one sentence. What could it mean? Panels assembled, experts consulted, all providing free publicity for Trump's next move, whatever it is. Meanwhile, the message to supporters is clear. Stay engaged, stay energized, stay ready. Something big is coming and you'll want to be part of it. The call to action, implicit but powerful. Join the movement, donate to the campaign, volunteer, register voters, attend rallies. This isn't passive politics. This is participatory revolution. Trump's team knows exactly what they're doing. Every statement calculated to generate maximum engagement. Every tease designed to keep the base active and the opposition reactive. Supporters watching know their role. Amplify the message, share the clips, defend against attacks, spread the enthusiasm to friends and family who aren't political junkies but might be persuadable. The ground game kicks into higher gear. Iowa caucus organization intensifies. New Hampshire town halls get scheduled. South Carolina outreach expands. Nevada operations launch. The campaign machine running at peak efficiency. Fundraising emails go out within minutes. Subject line, Trump just destroyed the establishment. Help us finish the job. Open rates through the roof. Click-through rates exceptional. Conversion rates strong. The financial engine fueling dominance. Rival campaigns try to break through the noise. Press releases issued. Counter statements made. Alternative narratives attempted. All drowned out by the Trump tidal wave. Media outlets have to cover it. Love him or hate him. Trump is the story. Trump is the news. Trump is what viewers want to watch and readers want to read about. The coverage feeds, the momentum feeds the coverage. Independent voters watching start paying attention. Maybe they dismissed Trump before. Maybe they bought the media narrative. But seeing him this dominant, this specific, this strategic, curiosity peaked. The coalition expands. Black voters noticing his economic record. Hispanic voters appreciating his border stance. Asian voters responding to his tough on China policies. Women voters connecting with his fighter mentality against corrupt systems. This is how political realignment happens, not gradually, suddenly, with moments like this that shift perception and cement dominance. And Trump knows there's more to come, more battles, more victories, more domination. The establishment thought they could stop him. They can't. They thought they could slow him. They won't. They thought they could outlast him. They're wrong. The next phase is beginning, and everyone watching knows it. Trump steps away from the podium, doesn't rush, doesn't hurry, takes his time, surveys the room one final time. The confidence of a man who just dominated every opponent, dismantled every attack, and reminded everyone exactly who runs the Republican Party. Cameras flash like lightning. Questions shouted from every direction. He ignores them all, makes his exit on his own terms, in control, always in control. The media spins immediately. Trump on offense. GOP rivals struggling to respond. Establishment in disarray. The headlines write themselves, and every single one acknowledges the dominance they tried to deny. Political analysts scramble to recalibrate their predictions. The polls will shift. The donor money will flow. The endorsements will consolidate. The primary that was supposed to be competitive just became a coronation. Trump's rivals face the brutal reality. They're not running against a weakened former president. They're running against a political force of nature who's somehow stronger, sharper, and more strategic than ever. DeSantis heads back to Florida, knowing his moment has passed. Haley returns to her donors with diminished prospects. Christie contemplates whether continuing is just damaging his own legacy. Ramaswamy wonders if there's a path forward or if he's just auditioning for VP. The establishment, Republicans who coordinated against Trump, face their failure. Millions spent, strategies deployed, media aligned, all of it useless against the sheer force of Trump's connection with voters and dominance of the political arena. Inside the White House, Biden's team watches with growing concern. They wanted to face a weakened Trump, a divided Republican Party, a drawn-out primary that exhausted resources and created lasting wounds. Instead, they're witnessing Trump strengthen, unify, dominate, build momentum that will carry straight through the primary into the general election with unstoppable force. Across America, in homes and businesses and gathering places, Trump supporters feel vindicated. They knew, they always knew. While the media proclaimed his demise and the establishment plotted his defeat, they knew Trump would rise again. This is the man who defeated 16 Republican rivals in 2016, who won an election everyone said was impossible, who survived impeachment twice, investigations endlessly, and attacks constantly, who remained standing when every opponent predicted his fall, the hero of the story, the fighter who never quits, the leader who never surrenders, the champion who always finds a way to win. Trump doesn't just participate in politics, he dominates it, bends it to his will, changes the rules, rewrites the playbook, makes everyone else play his game on his terms in his arena. And as he walks out of that room in Mar-a-Lago, surrounded by supporters chanting his name, American flags waving, cameras capturing every moment, one truth becomes undeniable to everyone watching. The establishment tried to stop him. The rivals tried to beat him. The media tried to destroy him. They all failed. Trump isn't just winning the Republican primary. He's dismantling the entire establishment system that tried to prevent his return. And he's just getting started. The 2024 election won't be close. It won't be uncertain because Trump is too dominant, too strategic, too connected with the American people who feel forgotten by everyone else. This is his time. This is his moment. This is his destiny. And absolutely nothing, not the establishment, not the media, not the DOJ, not his GOP rivals, nothing will stop what's coming. Trump 2024, inevitable, unstoppable, dominant, the end.